Welcome, everyone. My name is Larissa. Thank you for joining me today and doing a little bit of yoga, coming to your mat and taking this time out for yourself. Today's sequence, we are going to focus on our Muladhara, which is our root chakra. And if you're not super familiar with chakras, to keep it simple, there are basically 7 different zones of focused energy throughout your body. It's what helps us throughout our developmental stages, and it's something that we always want to keep balanced. We don't want excess energy or lack of energy in either zone. And a lot of people call it the rainbow bridge. And they're basically up your spine, up your body vertically, and then out to the crown of your head. So our root chakra is at the base of the spine. It's an earth element. It is your foundation. It's a grounding chakra. So we're going to be doing some movements to release a little bit of excess energy, but also bring energy inward to keep that balance in check. So go ahead, grab your mat, any blocks or straps or cushions that might make your practice a little bit easier today, and let's get started. So we're going to start our practice today in Sukhasana, in the sweet pose, with your legs crossed in front of you. If it's a little bit hard on your knees, go ahead and bring a cushion or a bolster or a block underneath your tuchus there, and it kind of helps lift up your spine, takes a little bit of pressure off of your hips. But go ahead and find a spot that's comfortable for you. Be sure to relax your shoulders, tall spine, and really ground your sit bones down into the mat. And if you're comfortable, go ahead and either close your eyes or a soft gaze right in front of you. We want to start by connecting with our breath, being aware of every inhale and exhale. And it's where we always want to come back throughout our practice. If we are feeling sticky or uncertain, come back to your breath and let it guide you. Start to feel any energy pulsing up and down your spine. Imagine it's going from chakra to chakra to chakra and back down to your foundation, down to your root. We're going to start making some small circles with our neck, either direction, just to kind of loosen up a little bit, work out any kinks. And then the opposite direction. All right, take your hands, plant them gently into the mat just to kind of lift your spine a little bit taller. It's like we want to elongate our spine, like we're getting a little bit taller. Open your chest. And then with our palms out, palms up, out beside us, we're going to do a little bit of pranayama breathing. Now with the pranayama breathing, you want to take deep, full inhales through your nose, fill up all the way. And as you exhale, you're going to exhale audibly out your mouth to get any stale air out. So with a big inhale through your nose, reach your palms up like you're collecting all of this energy and air around you. And as you exhale, push your palms down. Make it audible. Inhale, collect all that air around you. Bring it up. And exhale, ground down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, push down. Do a couple more at your own pace with your own breath, filling all the way up, expanding your belly. A little last sip of air at the top. And exhale deeply. Let it all out. Let it all go. One more. Collecting any thoughts or concerns or anything that is bothering you or lingering right now. And as you exhale, you're going to push it all away from you. Say, get away, not now. I'm busy. Bring both your hands to your heart. Tuck your chin slightly. And send a little gratitude to every part of your body. Take a quick scan and notice any areas that you do have any stickiness or aches and pains, and send a little extra love to them today. All right, come on to all fours, tabletop position. Your hips are going to be directly above your knees, your shoulders above your wrists, tops of your feet down into the mat. All palms, all your fingers really pushing down into the mat. And we're going to take a little bit of rotation, doesn't matter which way. Start making circles over your wrists, over your knees. Keep a strong, flat spine. And switch it up, opposite direction. All right, come to a neutral spine, and with a big breath in, cow pose. Sink your belly down to the mat. Look up, your tailbone shoots up. And as you exhale, you round through your shoulder blades, tuck your chin, look down through your legs. Inhale into cow, take your gaze up. And exhale into cat. Round your spine like a spooky little Halloween cat. Inhale, take your gaze up. Belly sinks down, softens. And exhale, round your shoulders down. One more. Big breath in. And exhale, take your gaze down. Bring your toes together, knees as wide as your mat, and sit your tailbone down towards your heels into Balasana, child's pose. Bring your chest down to the mat. Keep it active, keep your arms fired up, but don't make it forceful. Keep your palms engaged into the mat, all fingertips sinking in, gently guiding your hips back towards your heels. You can feel that energy from the base of your spine all the way to the crown of your head. This is also a pose that is a comforting pose if you need to slow down or take some time here to feel supported, feel the mat supporting you. All right, push back up onto your hands, tuck your toes, shoot your hips up, downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal each heel out, really stretch out those calves, back your legs. Again, push your palms, feel the weight of the mat, feel all edges of your fingers gripping onto the mat. Hips go high. And find some stillness. All right, with an inhale, reach your right leg high. And as you exhale, bring your right knee to your nose. Shift your weight forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Right leg goes high. And exhale, step your right foot through your palms of your hands. You might need to guide it up like I do. Untuck your back toes and lower your back knee. Anjaneyasana, deep lunge in our legs. You want your knee to still be pretty directly over your ankle in the front. And you're going to start to feel a good deep stretch in your psoas and your hips. Palms on your knee. And as we do this deep stretch in that psoas and that hip area, it really triggers your fight or flight area. And so by doing a deep stretch, holding the breath here, We're really telling ourselves that this is okay. This feels good. One more breath. And then palms to the mat. Walk your right foot out to the right edge of your mat. So you kind of have a little bit wider of a hip stance here. Both palms down. And you're almost wanting to match your right knee with your right shoulder here, lizard pose. So this is where blocks or anything can come in handy. If this is a good deep enough stretch for you, stay right here. But you want to work towards bringing both elbows down to the mat for a deep, deep stretch. Almost as if you're going to put that right arm, right shoulder underneath that leg, that knee. And palms come back up onto the mat. Leave your left palm on the mat. Take your right hand and push into your right knee. So you might want to walk your leg out a little bit farther or come onto the outer edge of your right foot and take your gaze gently over to the right side, maybe up to the ceiling. A little twisted lizard. Feel that deep stretch in your left hip. And then return both palms to the mat and tuck your back toes, lift your left knee. So you're almost like in a half plank here. Your right leg is really parallel, really right alongside your right arm. And as we're in this little plank lizard, whatever you want to call it, start pulsing your left toe back and forth. You're feeling a good stretch. Your core is strong. Really lift your navel up towards your spine, pushing into the mat with your hands. Gentle pulses. And then on a good pulse forward, step your left leg up. Find your balance, don't fall over there. And you're going to settle into this sumo-like pose, Muladhara. So you've got both toes pointed outward. Your knees are up, your hips are sinking down towards the mat. Bring your palms together at your heart, and your elbows are gently pushing your knees away and back. Tall spine, really relax your shoulders. Your gaze goes forward. Sink those hips deeper, deeper. All right, palms come back down to the mat. Stand up straight, legs straight, and walk your feet closer together. So we're going to do a deep forward fold here. If just hanging here, again, you feel enough of a stretch, go ahead. You can even have blocks underneath your hands. Or try to come closer. Bring your nose to your knees. If you need to bring a gentle bend to your legs, you're going to feel that stretch up and down the back of your legs. Your spine hangs down. And bring a little bit of gentle force to feel that stretch. Sinking a little deeper. And then let go of any grip you have, any force. And we're going to ragdoll. So you can either grab for opposite elbows, you can leave your arms hang, but really let your head hang loose. Kind of shake it back and forth, yes and no. And then plant both palms back onto the mat. Step your feet back, high plank. With the plank, you want to really feel the strength of your core, your shoulders over your wrists. Your heels are pushing back, but stay with your breath. Let your breath keep you present in this moment. Feel your strength. Feel everything start to heat up a little bit. and we're going to take a flow. You can do a chaturanga, or your knees can be down on the mat. Big inhale, and exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra, and exhale back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels a little bit, do what feels good, and find yourself in stillness. Now that we really stretched out that hip, we got to make it even and stretch out the other one. Big inhale, lift your left leg high, and exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot through your hands, guide it up if you need to, lower your back knee, untuck your toes. Hands come up to your knee, bend deep, deep into that left hip. Anjaneyasana on the other side. We're going to start stretching out that hip and that psoas, triggering that fight or flight, letting our body know that it is safe here, that we are strong. Relax your shoulders. And then palms come down to the mat. We're going to walk that left foot to the left edge of the mat, sink a little deeper, find our lizard. And again, if this is plenty, stay right here. If you need blocks underneath your hands, underneath your elbows. Sometimes it's nice just to have a block under your left elbow on this side. Feel that deep, deep stretch. All right, straighten your elbows. Your right palm stays down onto the mat. And you might come out onto the left edge of your foot. Left hand comes into the inside of your left knee and twist that lizard. Take your gaze up. If this is a little too much, you can stay with both palms forward. And then return both palms to the mat. Tuck your back toe and straighten that leg. Knee comes up off the mat, that plank lizard. And as we find that spot here, we might notice that our hips are sinking a little bit deeper, finding ourselves closer to the mat. And start making those small pulses with your right toes. Push your heel back. Come forward. And on one gentle swoop, step your right foot forward and sink into that malasana, that yoga sumo pose. So again, both toes are pointed out. Our elbows are inside of our knees. Hands come to your heart. Really pull your shoulders down, gaze forward, and sink your tailbone. Sink that root chakra down closer to the mat. This is such a good stretch throughout all of your legs and your hips and your spine, even through your shoulder blades. And then return your palms to the mat, shoot your hips up, straight legs, and walk your feet closer together. You can keep them hip distance apart. You can keep them right next to each other. Again, whatever feels right for your body today. If you need a little gentle bend to your knees, and then bring your nose closer to your knees for that deep forward fold. You can grab onto the backs of your ankles. Big stretch all the way through the back of your legs. Really let your head hang loose, lengthen the back of your neck. Then let go of any grip or force, and we're going to ragdoll. Again, you can grab for opposite elbows. Let your arms hang loose, but no pressure, no force. right, palms come back to the mat. Step your feet backwards, high plank. Feel that strength. At this point, you've really lit up all of the energy in your body. You can feel how strong you are now. We're going to hold it and then do a flow of your choice for 3, 2, big inhale on 1, and exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, shoot your hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. All right, really dig those heels down closer to the mat. You might notice that you've got less space between the mat and your heels. You're getting a little bit more limber. But we're going to take it a little bit further. Same shape in your legs, but lower down to your elbows. Dolphin pose. You want your arms to be as perpendicular as possible, hips still high, and if you can, start walking your feet closer towards your elbows. Remember to come back to your breath. You're going to start feeling a little shaky. And then from here, lower your knees. You might need to adjust, bring your knees back underneath your hips and walk your hands out down into puppy dog. You want to lower your chest ultimately down to the ground. It's a good spot here if you want to bring a pillow or a block underneath your chest or underneath your elbows, your hands, if you can't quite get into that deep bend. But eventually, you're going to work yourself all the way down, just resting down onto the mat, chin on the mat. Arms stretch forward. And very carefully, if you are all the way down, walk your hands back, knees together underneath of you, child's pose, knees together, feet together. Bring your head all the way down to rest on the mat, arms back beside you, let everything go. No grip, no force. Just curl up into your own little ball here. And then with the next few breaths, we're going to pulse kind of our bumps here, up and down, with an inhale up, exhale down. You can do this with your forehead still on the mat, but your arms are going to hang heavy, and you'll start to feel a good stretch through your shoulder blades. Nothing too forceful. And then on your next inhale, slowly rising up, seated position, tall spine. Relax your shoulders on your exhale. All right, from here, swing your feet out in front of you, soles of your feet together, cobbler's pose. Your knees can either be gently resting on blocks here, if it's too much pressure. You can have pillows underneath, or the more that you let them hang there, it kind of opens up a little bit more stretch in your inner thigh. Go ahead and grab on underneath of your feet, your toes here, and then lift your spine up, your chest forward, almost pulling your shoulder blades back together just slightly. Your knees down towards the mat. Feel your sit bones really ground down into the floor. And then let go of any grip that you might have, and go ahead and with your thumbs on the inside arches of your feet, go ahead and give yourself a little foot massage. Feels good. It's nice for you. Treat yourself, pamper yourself. It's a good little position to give yourself a little bit of a foot massage while you're stretching your inner legs. Our feet are our foundation. They are what root us into the ground. So we want to treat them good. All right, knees together. Walk your feet a little bit farther away from you, but keep your feet planted into the mat, like all edges of your feet down into the ground. And then very slowly with your hands, you can have them underneath your knees holding on, or reach out in front of you. We want to slowly lean back. It's like a boat pose, but we're going to keep it modified with our feet down. We want those feet to be touching the ground, touching the mat, slowly going back. And when you start to shake, slowly rise back up. And we're going to do this a few times, very slowly, connecting with your breath with your movement. Back up. And as you start to go down, you can also feel, again, your tailbone connected to the ground. A couple more. Relax your shoulders. And on your next exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Spine comes all the way down. Relax your hands, your feet still on the mat, and just lay here for a second. Let go of any of that energy or tension that you're holding on to that's unnecessary, excess energy, get rid of it. Sigh it out. And then walk the soles of your feet a little bit closer to your bum, almost so that you can touch the backs of your heels with your fingertips. Start to walk your shoulder blades underneath of you. And then again, another good time for your blocks or a cushion. We're going to go into bridge pose. So we want to gently start to lift our hips up towards the ceiling. Again, your shoulder blades are tucked underneath of you. And you can either hold this here, you can bring your hands underneath your hips, or like I said, a block underneath of you. But with this pose, you can feel the force of your feet really pushing into the ground, all edges of your feet, your heels, your pinky toes, as you lift your hips, as you tighten your core, the support underneath your shoulders. One more big breath. Lift your hips a little higher. As you exhale, very slowly start to lower your spine, vertebra by vertebra, back down onto the mat, all the way to your tailbone. Go ahead and bring both knees in, give them a good little hug, good little squeeze. And as you squeeze both of them in, hold on to your right knee, fingertips clasped around your shin, and lengthen your left leg down, half wind relieving. So you really want to keep that left heel down on the mat, flex those left toes, and keep that left leg engaged. It's not just flop in there, but keep it strong, keep it long as you pull that right knee closer to your chest. And we're going to keep some movement in this pose. So really kind of make some small little gestures, some small circles with your knee. Pull it closer to your armpit, across your chest, whatever feels good to really deepen that stretch on the right hip. And from here, bring the sole of your left foot back down onto the mat and reach with your right hand the outside of your right foot, the right edge of your foot, half happy baby. So you're going to pull down from the outside of your right foot, pull your knee down closer to the mat, closer towards your arm, and that left foot, all edges of that foot, secure onto the mat. You still want to keep that left hip engaged, those glutes are tight. And then go ahead, release your right foot, pull both knees back into your chest, give yourself a little hug, little squeeze. You can rock back and forth, give your lower back a little bit of a massage. And then clasp your fingers, hold onto that left knee, right leg goes long. Again, right toes are flexed, right leg is engaged. It's staying active as we pull that left knee in towards our body with some movement. Make some little circles, kind of do what feels best for your body. We're all different. Everything's going to feel different. The spine is all the way relaxed down into the mat. And then your right sole of your foot, the sole of your right foot comes back down into the mat. Left hand, reach for the outside of your left foot. Half happy baby on the other side. Again, the right foot, the sole of the foot completely planted into the ground as you pull that left knee down into your armpit, down closer to the mat, giving yourself a good deep stretch. Be sure not to twist over to the side as you pull that left leg down, but again, that spine is completely connected top to bottom with the ground. All right, release your left foot. Sole of your foot comes down, knees together, feet wide. Feet on the edge of your mat, if not wider, knees together, resting. You're not holding on to any tension. And then go ahead and take just subtle little windshield wiper movements with your knees. Kind of working out any stickiness from those hip openers. All right, and bring the soles of your feet together into that cobbler pose, but reclined. Your left hand comes to your heart, right hand comes to your belly. You want to, again, find your breath. Feel that energy up and down your body. You're getting just a gentle opening in your hips. Your knees are relaxed. You feel the soles of your feet press in towards each other, connecting yourself with yourself. Just a couple breaths here. Remind yourself you always have your breath to come back to in any situation, any movement. Your breath is always there. With every inhale, you want to collect all of that good stuff around you. With every exhale, let go of anything you don't need. Go ahead and extend your legs out. Find yourself in a Shavasana pose. Take up all the space that you have. Your arms are wide, your feet flop open. And once again, you can feel the base of your spine connected to the ground. You might have a little bit of arch in your lower back. That's okay. Your shoulders are connected to the mat. Your heels feel the mat underneath of you, the backs of your hands, your elbows. Go ahead and close your eyes here if they aren't already. Feel your breath come back to a more natural rhythm. Feel any energy that's left over darting around throughout your body, your legs, your shoulders, down your arms, down to your fingertips, and up to the crown of your head. That energy is always there. It's always inside of you. And finding a balance for that energy is what we want to focus on. The more balance that we can collect our energy, the more that we can grow spiritually, become the person that we want to be. And it all starts with your foundation. Just take as much time as you need here. You might only last a few more seconds. You might be able to lay here for 10 more minutes. Whatever feels good for you, whatever feels right. But hold on to that and stay relaxed. I want to thank you guys so much for coming and doing some movement with me. Remember, you can always come back to your breath. It's always there for you. Now that we've really balanced out that energy of our root chakra, stay tuned and we'll move on up that rainbow bridge to bring balance throughout our entire body. Namaste.